Absolutely. Thank you so much for the time to give us some more insight on the album. Congrats on all the fun things.
Great questions, by the way. You really came at me with some great questions.
You're the best. I mean, you have to.
You crushed it.
It's Taylor Swift. We have to do it.
Taylor, hello.
How are you?
So good. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. It's great.
Taylor Swift's recent sit-down with Scott Mills on BBC Radio 2 had everything. Laughs, love, and a few, did she really just say that? Moments. The October 6th interview came hot on the heels of her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl. And in true cosmic timing, it also happened to be Travis Kelce's 36th birthday. The universe clearly loves a little Swift-Kelce synchronicity. Things started playfully when Scott brought up Jason Kelce's daughter, Wyatt, the pint-sized Swiftie the internet can't stop talking about. "She's an angel!" Taylor gushed before hinting at a cheeky backstory. "I can't give more details," she said with a grin, but it kind of pissed him off. Turns out, Wyatt had drawn Taylor a sweet little birthday picture for Travis, and apparently the NFL star got just a bit territorial. Taylor laughed it off, calling it all in good fun. When the conversation turned to her relationship with Travis, Taylor got a little more candid and a lot more heartfelt. "I love the person that I'm with because he loves what I do," she said. "He loves that I'm fulfilled by making art and music. That's the coolest thing about Travis. He's so passionate about what he does, and that connects us." She went on to share that he's never once made her feel guilty for chasing her passion. There's no point where he's like, "I'm upset you're still making music." We just get it. Then came the part that sent fans spiraling, the wedding talk. When Scott asked if she'd started planning, Taylor laughed. "We're not hiring a wedding planner. I think right now I'm just really stoked about the idea that I get to marry this person. I'll think about that, then put out the album, and then think about other things after that." Translation? No chaos, no entourage, just Taylor, a vision board, and a ring. She also couldn't resist pointing out how much she and Travis have in common, especially professionally. "We both perform for 3.5 hours in NFL stadiums," she joked. "Me on tour, him on the field. For him, it's practice and games. For me, it's rehearsals and shows. Same place, different energy," she added with a laugh. "We both have teams. We're both competitive, but in fun ways. We just love what we do." As for The Life of a Showgirl, Taylor said it mirrors her current mindset. Lighter, freer, and finally aligned. "It's nice that I'm in a similar space now as when I wrote it," she reflected. "With the last record, I was miserable when I wrote it, but so happy when I released it. This time, it feels aligned." Scott ended with the question every Swiftie secretly wanted to ask. "Which has the bigger production, the Eras Tour or your wedding?" Taylor laughed, dodging like a pro. "You know what?" she said with that signature grin. "Let's just say both have great lighting." "I'm doing one thing at a time," Taylor said with a calm smile. "Right now it's this album. Then we'll see. But yeah, that's a whole thing." And that's Taylor Swift for you, balancing stadium tours, love stories, and life chapters with the kind of poise, humor, and sparkle only she can pull off. Between The Life of a Showgirl, her engagement to Travis Kelce, and her famously tight-knit circle of friends. Taylor didn't hold back in her chat with Scott Mills. Then came the moment every fan had been waiting for. "Don't tell me this is your last album," Scott teased, echoing the internet's latest panic. Taylor's reaction was instant. Disbelief, laughter, and a hint of sass. "What? No!" she said, eyes wide. "I've seen those comments. People saying I'm getting married, I'll have kids, and this will be my last album. That's a shockingly offensive thing to say." She doubled down, still smiling but firm. "That's not why people get married, to quit their job. Music isn't something I do because I have to. It's something I'll always do." On Travis Kelce and their powerhouse connection, Taylor's answer came straight from the heart. "I love the person I'm with because he loves what I do, and he loves that I'm fulfilled by making art and music. The coolest thing about Travis is that he's so passionate about what he does. That connects us," Scott agreed, saying, "It's rare to see two people so aligned." Taylor laughed. "There's no world where he's like, 'I'm upset you're still making music.' That's the thing. We support each other completely. Same stadiums, different shows. She even shared a sweet parallel between their careers. We both performed for 3.5 hours in NFL stadiums. Me on stage, him on the field. For him, it's practice and games. For me, it's rehearsals and shows. Same building. Different world. Scott was stunned. I never thought about that, he said. Taylor smiled. We both have teams. We're both competitive, but in fun ways. We just love what we do. Then came one of the most unexpectedly wholesome moments of the interview. Scott gifting Taylor a loaf of homemade bread. Yes, really. Taylor's face lit up. Thank you so much. I'm so pleased with it. Can you tell? She laughed, hugging the loaf like it was a Grammy. Scott teased, You're hugging it. And Taylor grinned, calling it the sweetest gesture ever. And of course, in true Taylor fashion, she dropped a behind-the-scenes bombshell. How did she manage to keep the life of a showgirl a complete secret while touring the world? Her answer was iconic. My friends don't rat, she said proudly. They do not rat. Scott burst out laughing, and Taylor continued, You can tell by the amount of stories about me that are absolutely not true. My friends knew about this record a year ago. They knew everything. They just don't snitch. She even revealed that her label didn't know about the album until it was completely finished. We'd already shot the artwork, finished everything, then we told them. We like to surprise them. It's fun. When Scott asked if there were secret code names and disguises involved, Taylor's grin said it all. Oh, she began, trailing off with that mischievous sparkle that every Swiftie knows too well. And just like that, Taylor Swift once again reminded the world that no one does mystery, music, and magic quite like her. We do all of it, everything. But if I told you, it wouldn't be a secret anymore, Taylor teased with that signature sparkle in her voice. She explained how much she loves the mystery, not just for secrecy's sake, but as part of her storytelling. I want my music to surprise fans. I love hiding little things for them to find. But if you don't like Easter eggs, you don't have to. You don't need to do math, but if you want to, it's there. Then came the moment that sent Swifties into overdrive. If you line up all the song titles in the center, it forms the shape of the Eras tour stage, Taylor revealed. Scott's jaw dropped. I love it. Taylor grinned proudly. I was so happy when they figured that one out. Like, yes, they are everywhere. As the chat wrapped, Scott brought up the wild world of fan theories. Taylor laughed knowingly. Oh my God, they're everywhere. Some of them are so weird, like absolutely no basis in reality, but it's kind of adorable. With that, she thanked Scott, hugged her loaf of bread, and left fans with exactly what they crave, just enough truth to fuel a million new theories. But beyond the Easter eggs and speculation, Taylor got real about what drives her. Reflecting on a recent show, she said, My God, they were phenomenal. I'll never forget that crowd. It was a Tuesday night and they were lit. I didn't expect that level of energy. They were on another planet. I've got to go back. Then came one of the most unexpectedly relatable turns of the interview. Both Taylor and Scott confessed they're obsessed with their notes apps. Scott laughed. I use mine for interview questions and random ideas all the time. Taylor grinned. Same. Mine's full of lyrics, half sentences, and random lines that don't make sense until they suddenly do. That's when the conversation took a hilarious detour into Taylor Swift Secret Agent Edition. Scott, inspired by Gloria Estefan being approached by the CIA, asked, Taylor, have you ever been asked to be a spy? You'd be perfect for it. You already keep more secrets than the Pentagon. Taylor didn't miss a beat. Yeah, but that's classified, unfortunately. When asked what she'd be best at, she smirked, definitely entering and exiting buildings without being seen. Just roll me into a garbage can. I'll make it work. Honestly, I could fit in a purse. Scott was in stitches, calling her too good at this. Taylor shrugged, still smiling. Sometimes I just can't deal with the chaos. So yeah, I'm digging tunnels under every building I go into, airlifting through skylights, and whatever works. Then, before diving back into music, Taylor revealed a moment of quiet professionalism. Scott asked if she ever warns people before name-dropping them in songs. Taylor nodded. Yeah, if they're real people. Like with Elizabeth Taylor, we reached out to her family and estate. They were so lovely about it. She smiled. And with my best friend Abigail, she's been in songs before, like 15. I gave her a call about the line in Ruin the Friendship. It says Abigail called me with the bad news, so I was like, okay, heads up. Taylor laughed, noting that even one lyric can send the internet spiraling. Did you warn the Black Dog Pub they might get a few calls? Scott joked. Taylor cracked up. No, I did not. And no one even knows what I'm talking about in that song. They think they do, but they have no idea. Finally, the two circled back to The Life of a Showgirl. The secret album Taylor managed to record while touring globally. So, you'd play 3-hour shows, fly to Sweden, record an album, and no one leaked a thing? Scott asked, amazed. Taylor nodded proudly. Yep, we pulled it off. Taylor nodded proudly. Yep, we pulled it off. And that's Taylor Swift. Artist, romantic, secret agent, and master of mystery. Doing it all with the same precision and heart that keeps the world watching. Yeah, my friends are loyal. Truly. They just don't spill things. They all heard the album almost a year ago and kept it completely quiet. I'm really lucky to have such an amazing circle around me. It took time to build that trust, but it's something I really value. I directed it, I wrote it, and honestly it's big, glamorous, and full of sparkle. The project is called The Life of a Showgirl. It's an extravagant cinematic piece that follows a day in the life of a showgirl across different eras. I can't wait for everyone to see the behind-the-scenes moments and the creative journey that went into making it. When asked how I managed to film music videos without anything leaking, I had to laugh. We use what's called a click track, just a metronome sound, so no one actually hears the real song. Everyone's dancing to a simple click, click, click. It's kind of wild, but it works. Of course, a few trusted people were allowed to hear it. Some of my tour dancers and a few team members from the Eras tour. A couple of dancers even recorded backing vocals, so they had to learn their harmonies. It made the whole experience more personal and really fun. I'm always building worlds, always creating something new. By the end of our chat, Scott was still typing away in his notes app while I couldn't help but smile. Creativity never really stops for me. Whether I'm on stage, working underground, or even hiding in plain sight, I'm always creating something. When Scott asked about my baking, I laughed. Oh, it's thriving, I said. I actually saw that you had Zoe Kravitz on your show recently, and she mentioned the bread. She did, Scott replied. She said you sent her some. Yeah, I did, I smiled. And since you were so sweet about it, I brought you something too. No way, he said. Blueberry lemon sourdough, I told him. I saw the look on your face when Zoe mentioned it. You looked so impressed. So, here you go. I handed him the loaf, decorated with cat stickers I'd picked out just for him. He laughed, saying, "This is incredible." Thank you. Of course, I said. Zoe's just one of those people who's effortlessly cool about everything. She's like, yeah, Taylor dropped off some bread. Yes, no big deal. But the way your face lit up made my baker heart so happy. So is sourdough your specialty? Definitely, she laughed. But fair warning, once I start talking about bread, it's hard to get me to stop. Go for it. Well, sourdough is actually great for people who are usually gluten sensitive. The fermentation breaks down a lot of the enzymes and carbs. It's kind of magical, actually. But okay, she grinned. I'll stop before this turns into a TED Talk on bread. I love that, I said. Honestly, baking and cooking are my happy places, Taylor continued. During the Eras tour, I barely had time to lift my arms, let alone bake. Now that it's over, I finally get to make bread again. And it's the best feeling. When I brought up The Life of a Showgirl, her face brightened even more. Well, speaking of incredible things, The Life of a Showgirl blew me away, I said. Thank you so much. That means everything, she replied, genuinely touched. I'm serious. It's spectacular. I have this gut feeling you're about to break every record in history. All of them? She laughed. Since time began? Exactly, that's wild, but how fun would that be? Even if just one record broke, I'd be thrilled. So why The Life of a Showgirl, I asked. It's got all this glitz, glamour, sparkle. Was it inspired by the Eras tour? Absolutely, she said. That tour had this electric, once-in-a-lifetime energy. I wrote most of the album on the road, literally bouncing between stadiums in Sweden. I'd do 3 shows, hop on a plane to record with Max Martin and Shellback, and then fly right back to perform again. That sounds exhausting. It was, she admitted. But it also kept me alive. I was so creatively charged that it fueled me through the physical exhaustion. Every night was like surviving an emotional marathon, 3.5 hours of pouring everything out. I'd collapse into bed thinking, we did it again. Honestly, it was the most impressive concert I've ever seen, I told her. Thank you, she said softly. That means the world. And yeah, then I'd be off to Stockholm the next morning. Working with Max and Shellback again after all these years since Reputation felt like coming full circle. Back then, we were the students and he was the mentor. But this time, it felt like we'd all evolved, a triangle of equals, all chasing the same creative spark.